At 6:17 in the morning, on the day you turn 33, your phone shows $486.23. That is not what remains after rent. It is everything standing between you and zero. Tomorrow, $215 will leave for your credit card. 4 days later, your car insurance is due. A smoke detector chirps every 46 seconds. You have ignored it for 3 weeks. Your finances have worked the same way. Small warnings, easy to postpone, almost impossible to sleep through. You make coffee, open your laptop, and find a spreadsheet created 8 months ago. The file is called Fix This Later. This time, you enter every real number. Your salary is $74,400. After taxes and deductions, approximately $4,640 reaches you each month. Rent takes $1,580. Your car and insurance take $714. Student loans take $290. The credit card minimum takes $215. Food, utilities, and unplanned spending consume almost everything else. At month's end, approximately $174 remains. Every dollar entering your account already belongs to an earlier decision. You are not completely broke. You are one bad week away from becoming completely broke. And that possibility has been making decisions for you. You tell yourself, wealthy people start at 22. You are 33, with responsibilities, mistakes, and $486.23. That morning, you stop asking what life would look like if you had started 10 years earlier. You ask a better question. What happens if you refuse to waste the next 10? Age 33, the first wall. Your first month does not feel inspiring. It feels inconvenient. You cancel subscriptions, replace delivery with groceries, change phone plans, bring lunch to work, and sell a camera lens you have used twice. On 2 Saturdays each month, you complete freelance work for a local company. Altogether, you create approximately $714 of space in your budget. It reveals how little attention you had been paying. You send $500 each month into a separate savings account. The rest attacks the credit card. Your first goal is not retirement. It is $2,000. Your financial life has been like a house without a front door. A broken appliance enters. A medical bill enters. A damaged tire enters. Every problem walks directly onto your credit card. The first $2,000 will not make the house beautiful. It will give it a door. After 1 month, the account contains $986. After 2, $1,523. After 3, $2,041. For the first time, part of your income belongs to the future instead of the past. 6 days later, one of your teeth begins hurting. The dentist says you need a crown. Your portion is $920. The old panic returns. You consider delaying it or using the card. Then you remember the savings. You pay the bill. Your balance falls to $1,121. You are not happy. You are irritated. And that is the victory. The dental problem remains a dental problem. It does not become debt, interest, and 6 months of guilt. This is what wealth feels like before it looks like wealth. A bad day that remains only one bad day. The next morning, the automatic transfer begins rebuilding the account. The system moves before your emotions can interfere. Age 34. Winter prices. By 34, the credit card balance is gone and your emergency fund has reached $6,000. Now you begin investing. You claim your employer's retirement match and automate a smaller investment into a diversified index fund. Approximately $800 enters investments monthly. You open a retirement calculator and enter your age, monthly contribution, and a hypothetical 7% return. It is not a promise. Markets, taxes, and life will change. But continuing into your mid-60s could bring the account near $1 million. The calculation does not care that you feel late. It only responds to what you repeatedly do next. Then the market falls. Your account drops by $2,700. You have contributed money, yet the screen says you possess less than weeks earlier. Every part of you wants to stop, but you leave the automatic investment unchanged. Your money keeps buying more shares. The contributions are seeds planted in winter. The ground looks empty, but winter does not last forever. Eventually, the market recovers and your balance moves beyond its previous level. The important change is not the number. It is that you watched your money fall without abandoning your plan. Investing is also a test of who controls your decisions when the screen turns red. Soon, the screen will not be testing you. Your salary will disappear. Age 35, when the paycheck stops. 3 months after your 35th birthday, your manager asks you to join a video call. There are 4 people on the screen. 1 works in human resources. Before anyone finishes the first sentence, you understand. Your position has been eliminated. Your access ends that afternoon. You close the laptop. For years, your salary arrived on the same 2 dates. Now the rhythm is stopped. You open the spreadsheet. Your emergency fund contains $17,600. Your essential expenses are approximately $3,050 per month. With severance and unemployment support, you have more than 7 months before touching investments. The layoff is frightening. Without savings, each day would be a countdown toward debt. With savings, the calendar becomes runway. After 4 weeks, a company offers you a job. The salary is lower and the manager expects evening availability. The old version of you would accept because you could not afford to say no. This time, you decline. Your savings purchase another month of patience. 6 weeks later, a better offer arrives. The salary is $91,000 with better work and benefits. You begin 11 weeks after the layoff. On paper, you moved backward. Savings fell and investing slowed. But the money did exactly what it was built to do. Your savings did not prevent the crisis. They prevented the crisis from choosing for you. Then the higher salary creates a different danger. Not fear, permission. Age 36. The word deserve. One Saturday, you visit a dealership. Your current car is reliable but old. Inside a luxury model, the doors close heavily and the dashboard glows. The salesperson says the payment fits comfortably inside your income. Then he uses the most dangerous word in personal finance. You deserve it. The word makes the purchase feel like justice. For a moment, the car feels like proof that your sacrifice worked. The payment would be $870 monthly, plus higher insurance and a large deposit. You imagine 2 versions of time. In one, you drive away today. In the other, the same money continues purchasing investments for years. The car is visible. The future is not. But invisible does not mean unreal. You thank the salesperson and leave. At the first traffic light, you briefly feel embarrassed by the old car. Then you notice the people beside you. Nobody is thinking about your vehicle. You were preparing to trade part of your future for the attention of people who were not paying attention. You keep the car and increase your retirement contribution. Restraint no longer feels like deprivation. It feels like ownership. You have learned to say no to something you want. The next test will require you to say yes. Age 38. The first useful yes. At 38, your mother calls while you are preparing dinner. Her voice is careful. Eventually, she tells you she needs a medical procedure. Insurance will cover most of it, but her share is approximately $2,300. Paying it would nearly empty her savings. She says she is considering her options. You know what that means. Years earlier, you might have offered money you did not possess, borrowed it, and hidden the debt. Now you say, schedule it, send me the invoice. You transfer $1,800. She pays the rest. Your emergency fund decreases, but your investments remain untouched and no debt begins. After the call, you sit alone. Your portfolio has grown, but the graph is not what makes you feel wealthy. This moment does. For years, money represented everything you could not do. Now it represents an option. It allows you to say yes to someone you love without saying no to your own stability. You began building wealth to protect yourself. Now it can protect someone else. Age 39. The flywheel. At 39, your investments cross $100,000 during an ordinary lunch break beside a noisy office printer. Nothing feels historic, but the first $100,000 required years. Every transfer, every purchase delayed, every decline you refused to flee. Then the scale changes. At $100,000, ordinary market movement can change the balance by thousands in either direction. But you are no longer creating every dollar of progress alone. You imagine a heavy flywheel. At first, every push barely moved it. Each contribution added momentum. Now you still push, but the wheel carries part of the motion forward. Salary enters, bills are paid, savings refill, and investments are purchased, whether you feel disciplined or not. Motivation is emotional. Systems are mechanical. A system does not care whether you are tired. And the person who built this system is no longer the person who opened that spreadsheet at 33. The same morning. At 6:17 in the morning, on the day you turn 41, you wake before the alarm. Your phone is charging beside the bed. You remember another morning, a small apartment, a kitchen table, a smoke detector chirping every 46 seconds, a spreadsheet called Fix This Later, and a balance of $486.23. You pick up your phone. Your emergency savings contain $24,610. Your investments contain approximately $186,798. Together, they show $211,408. It is not enough to retire or make you immune to loss, but your life no longer requires every month to go perfectly. 2 weeks later, your water heater fails. The replacement costs $1,940. You pay for it. You are irritated. Then you sleep normally. That evening, your mother visits with food. Your old car is outside. Your kitchen is not luxurious. Most people would not call you wealthy. They cannot see the interest you no longer pay, the bad job you rejected, the market decline you survived, or the medical bill that never became debt. Wealth did not enter your life as a mansion. It arrived as silence. The silence after an unexpected bill. The silence after losing a job. The silence after someone you love asks for help. The silence created when panic no longer needs to answer first. You did not remain motivated for 8 years. Some months you were disciplined, others exhausted. What changed your life was behavior continuing after emotion disappeared. The transfers happened. The debt decreased. The investments purchased shares. The emergency fund rebuilt itself. You cannot return to 23. You cannot invest money you spent 10 years ago. But your future does not require you to repair the past. It requires you to stop repeating it. Tonight, you need one honest number. How much enters each month? How much leaves? And what is the smallest amount you can move automatically before the rest of your life spends it? The first transfer may look insignificant. For a long time, the results may remain invisible. But one day, an expense will arrive that once would have ruined your month. And it will not. One day, an opportunity will appear that fear once would have forced you to reject. And you will have a choice. One day, someone you love will call with a problem. And instead of saying, "I wish I could help," you may be able to say, "Send it to me." That is when you will understand. You did not begin building wealth because you wanted your life to look expensive. You began because you wanted your life to become difficult to break.